Welcome back to OG Crypto and NFTs. My name is Emmy. If you've tuned in the last couple months, you might have heard Roy reference me as producer Emmy. He's out of town, so I'm going to be covering the latest and greatest in crypto, NFTs, and digital assets. If you enjoy these updates, go ahead and click the like button. If you would like to receive these all the time, every time, go ahead and hit subscribe, subscribe. You can also click the bell so you'll get a notification every time I post. We'll always be up to date. So let's go ahead and jump into headlines. There's really interesting ones. Starting with another Emmy. So this Emmy, her name is Emmy Kawa. She is the mayor of a city in Japan called Fukuoka, and she visited the Ripple headquarters in San Francisco to talk Web3, which I think is really interesting. Japan has always been very forward thinking in its technology, in their the way they like to keep everything in a very like futuristic ideology when it comes to technology, web, all things of that nature. So I think it'll be really interesting see how this story develops. Basically, she visited to strengthen the ties between Japan and the American crypto firm. So I'd really like to see what Ripple is possibly and what's going to happen from this meeting. Another Emmy making boss move, San Francisco on behalf of Japan. You go, Emmy. That is absolutely. Our next article says 7 South Korean securities firms will launch crypto exchanges in 2020. This is really cool. As you can see, global adoption is moving right along full ahead. I don't think anything or anyone will be able to stop them. So we love to see this, and we'll definitely keep reporting on different countries in the world that are going to be moving towards adoption of crypto and using it in their exchange. And our next article here says an ex-employee of OpenSea wants the first NFT insider trading lawsuit. This is really interesting. I read into this quite a bit, and prosecutors are planting a flag in the blockchain business by stretching the law. What this person is claiming, his name is Nathaniel Chastain. He was a former OpenSea product manager, and he was charged with wire fraud and money laundering in June. And it said that he secretly bought NFTs that he had chosen for OpenSea's homepage and then sold them for a profit after they had been highlighted. This is the first time insider trading has been charged with digital assets. Chastain has said that he is not guilty. So this really comes down to his lawyer said the government would have this court believe that if an employee is at work, has a thought, and then acts in accordance with that thought, then the employee's thought and of itself is the property of its employee. A person from the head office, U.S. attorney wouldn't say. And according to Chastain, the U.S. Supreme Court has slowly narrowed the scope of the law that says it is work together to get something. He said that the choice to promote a certain NFT, which he called ethereal and commercially worthless, not property. This is interesting to me. I think we've seen a lot of cases having to step in NFT, crypto, and Web3 space. So I'm really curious how this is going to all play out and what's going to stem of it. So we'll definitely report back as these develop. Our next article here says MAC Cosmetics their first NFT collection. So as you can see here, it is with very world well known Kering. He's an artist that is very famous for doodle style artwork, if you will, of people and objects. He has raised a lot of money for AIDS. So has MAC. This is actually going to go under their Viva Glam campaign, which has always been towards. This is super interesting to me. Seems like they're trying to make their prices available to a lot of different people, since it's going to start at $25 to about $1,000 per piece, with the top price being a supply of 25 first class icons. So it looks like it's this tier system: red, yellow. This is really interesting to me. I love to see it having more and more major companies jump into the NFT space, trying to use for charitable causes is really awesome, if you ask me. So I'm really gonna keep an eye on this. I'd love to see how this one develops and what other collections they might do with other artists like they have in the past with. And our last article says Telegram's Pavel Durov, I might be butchering this man's name, I'm so sorry, suggest NFT-like smart contracts to sell usernames. So this is super, super interesting. This guy created the app Telegram, which is I believe it's an messaging app. And on Tuesday, so today, this is breaking news, he said that usernames may be sold using smart contracts like NFT. This would create a new platform where username holders could transfer them to interested parties in protected deals with ownership secured on the blockchain via NFT-like smart contracts. He said this idea came after the Open Network, Telegram's layer 1 blockchain, held an auction for wallet domain names. I believe we reported on that recently in July. Yeah, the blockchain released the Open Network DNS, a tool that lets use digital things like crypto wallets, smart contracts, and website names that people can understand. Really interesting. I'm super curious how this is going to unfold and all the different they're going to be using blockchain technology and in a hope of profiting on. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, go ahead and hit the like button. If you really like it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you don't like it, go ahead and drop a comment also. I'm sure Troy would be very amused by that. So thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.